Hello everyone. I apologise for the lateness of this and probably the horrible construction sound you're going to be hearing, because this is the reason why I haven't been doing any videos for a bit. My house is under construction, loud noises, everywhere is a complete utter mess. So I want to at least get this video out before the Game Awards. So, like I said, it's getting to that time of year where all the big game review sites and YouTubes are putting up, or at least preparing to put up, their Game of the Year list and contests. Even the Game Awards show is getting ready for their new showcase, something that I will talk about a bit later in the video. But this year an unusual thing has happened. Microsoft, aka Xbox, has put out some decent games this year. Mainly ones from pre-existing studios who they've recently brought out, but they are the publishers / owners, so technically it still counts. Psychonauts 2 is a great 3D platform that can give Nintendo a run for their money. Deathloop, a pretty decent FPS with all the features of Dishonored with none of the bullshit honor system. And this video subject in particular, Forza Horizon 5. As of this time, Halo Infinite's campaign is not out yet, and while the multiplayer is decent, the battle pass and cosmetic systems are absolute dog shit, so there's your review on that. Now, Microsoft seem to have been struggling with game development for a while now, so it's nice to see them put out some great games. Competition produces better games, or at least it should do if done correctly. The reason I want to talk about Forza Horizon 5 in particular is because it's the first proper internal Xbox game that has got praise out the ass for quite a while. I have not heard a single bad thing about the game from fans, media outlets or major YouTubers, to the point a few were saying this could be Game of the Year. It won't be at the Game Awards, but I'll talk about that subject later on. But you know who really hates that? The gamer crowd on Twitter and such. I don't know if it's because it's a Microsoft game or they hate the idea of Forza Horizon, a racing game, being Game of the Year. A lot of gamers are trying to point out even the slightest imperfection in the game, complain it's an Xbox game, or just say it's a racing game, how can it be Game of the Year, or even a racing game doesn't deserve 9 out of 10s. There is also the console fanboys complaining, but their opinion don't count. You're 35, get a life, or better yet, use that rage on something practical, like painting or something. And like 99% of gamer arguments, they are pretty pointless, stupid, and incredibly boring. Forza Horizon has every right to be in the discussion for Game of the Year just as much as any other game. Just because it isn't a AAA walking simulator or shooty bang bang game, doesn't take away from the fact it's a game. What can take away from the fact is whether the review scores are false due to what is honestly the two most common reasons for faking review scores, hype and fear. Some reviews can be blinded by the hype of a game and think it's good when they write the script. I know that's a thing because I've done it a few times in fact. And another is that some reviewers are terrified of what the gamers will do if they complain about the game. And trust me, they do some horrible stuff. Some reviews have actually been assaulted by gamers. No joke. Look up the epilepsy scandal for Cyberpunk 2077. Some sad bastards tried to send a review into an epileptic fit due to them not saying nice things about the game. Really makes you hate the hobby when gamers do stuff like that to poor reviewers who are just trying to do their jobs, or even give honest reviews. Back on subject. There is only one way to see if the accolades are earned. I have to play the game. Now, this is a difficult subject as I don't really play racing games of any kind, or even like cars that much to be honest. But I do know video games. I know what makes a bad one and I know what makes a good one. What shocked me about this game is that it's not just racing. Don't get me wrong, that is the game's primary focus, but Forza Horizon offers so much more than just that. It honestly reminds me of a scaled down version of Microsoft Flight Simulator, but yet it's simple enough that even the thickest of shit like myself can play it. You get a bunch of real world cars that are actually good right from the start and a map to drive around with. You access different races till you're able to progress in the game ranking system and open up more events. That's the game in a nutshell, and honestly it's a very good idea. Racing games feel limited in their interactions for me, and having the ability to explore a world is a great idea to not only feel more engaged, but also learn how to use your various cars. Each car feels different from each other with stuff like speed, weight and handling. I'll tell you what, this will be the closest I'll ever feel to going 200 miles per hour down an open road. And I think that's the game's best selling point, as it offers a real world experience that sadly so few will ever experience, whether because of financial or health reasons. The races are tough though. I think once you master drifting you'll be great, but I've struggled on them. Though I can't drive for shit in this game anyway, so you know. But don't get me wrong, it feels nice to drive. The controller reacts to the surface you drive on. The rougher the road, the controller reacts to it by rumbling and such, and driving on the proper road feels so nice and smooth. The landscapes are varied and somehow very colourful, from deserts, forests, swamps and towns. There is a lot to see here. You also have main missions outside the racing that has great set pieces. The intro alone proves that by having you race a cargo plane. Now that is a good start. There's a great variety of cars in the game, from the real world plus fiction, with the Warthog from Halo being in the game, which is awesome. And finally, one of the most coolest but unnecessary features. It has character creation. You can make your own character in the game. Granted, it's a bit limited, but far better than most games that do it. Hell, it's far better than this game needs it to be. It's diverse in not only gender stuff, but also to a certain degree displaying disability. You can play as a racer that's got prosthetic limbs, and I don't mean just like the one arm in like Halo Reach or Sekiro. You have prosthetics for both arms and legs at the same time. That is so cool. Even something like Cyberpunk 2077, which the genre kind of specialises in, barely touches on that kind of customizing compared to Forza Horizon. So, great job there, developers. I want to point out though that Forza Horizon has some issues. I do worry about the DLC for the game, as you can buy car packs that could lead to certain players having advantages, but I think that boat has sailed on the series and Xbox in general for quite some time. And also the online. The online is terrible. For me, it keeps going down. I don't know if anyone else is having this experience, but I keep having it happen. I can't connect to any online features at all, and if I do, it lasts a few minutes. I know it's not my console or internet, as they both connect and work fine. I've been playing Halo Infinite for a bit now, and I had no issues there. It's the game itself. Though recently it has been a touch better, I must admit. I think it's been updated slightly, so yeah on that, I suppose. Finally, the vehicle destruction is terrible. I'm not expecting the same detail as a Burnout game, but there is not a consequence to damaging your vehicle at all. I literally knocked a racer off a bridge by bashing into him hard to win a race, and there was not a scratch on my car. And when I do the damage to the car, it looks like a sticker has been placed on the car than actual damage. I don't know if this is because of licensing deals, which it most likely is, which is kind of shit, sadly. Oh well. Despite some fixable or ignorable blemishes, Forza Horizon 5 has all the trimmings of an actual good AAA game. Like, how many major AAA games like this launch so well these days? We just had the GTA Remaster Collection recently, and those run terribly. Those are just remastered PS2 games. Even the Switch should be able to handle that perfectly fine, but no. Playground, the developers, had to get this game, which is brand new to next gen as well, worked on Xbox One, Xbox One X, Xbox Series S, Xbox Series X, PC and cloud gaming. So that's 4 consoles with varying power levels, PC optimization and cloud gaming. That's a damn hard thing to pull off for any developer, and as far as I'm aware, they nailed it. The gameplay is great on all platforms, so yeah, as far as big AAA games go, this is an excellent game that deserves a spot in the Game of the Year talk. Unfortunately, it just seems like Microsoft or Playground Games are not good enough match with the Game Awards host Jeff. Now we get into that part of the video. The Game Awards is honestly pretty bad. It's a giant commercial that allows AAA publishers to sniff their own farts. No matter who wins, the corporations win simply due to people just talking about the games online. Especially when the controversial games get picked as a winner. Don't worry, I did that like a total fool as well. I am part of the problem, I know it. The show is so hollow. 9 times out of 10 you can tell what's going to be the winner. We were shocked when Death Stranding didn't win in 2019, but that was it. Now, to be honest, I don't know who will win this year, but I doubt my choice of Metroid Dread will be the winner. I know last year's choices were very controversial with The Last of Us 2, but it does a lot of the stuff the gamers say Forza Horizon does that shouldn't have let it get it nominated. Like The Last of Us, Forza is basically the same gameplay loop, just refined, so yeah, that's that then. At the end of the day, you shouldn't let stupid stuff like the Game Awards dictate what's a good game to you. I can nitpick 6 out of the 7 games that the show awarded Game of the Year. Even Breath of the Wild, which I think is one of the few on the list that deserves to be there. And if a game that was so dividing like The Last of Us 2 can win, no reason a critically and fan-loved racing game can't, or should be at least nominated. So, here's the question. What do you think will win this year's Game Awards? I personally want Metroid Dread to win, as I mentioned earlier, but for some reason I see either Deathloop, which was okay at best, or It Takes Two will be the winners of the Game of the Year award. I don't know if the Takes Two is actually good because I don't have any friends, but you know. But, you know, like I said, don't let it bother you. So to finish this video off, I want to know what's your game of the year this year. So let me know down in the comments below, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye.